Alright Bodgers, something a little different today. We've got my piece of crap daily, and I do not like this car very much, but it is a 30 quid a year road tax car, so can't complain. But it's got a clicky CV joint, so we're changing that today. Amazing. If you want to know how to change your CV joint on a Peugeot 208, then this will be the video for you. And then next time around we'll be continuing with the Mini. Not much else to report on this so far. Got the engine running again, which is great. It's now run out of fuel, of course it has. At some point I'm going to be bringing in the Baron or the Shogun Mark II to do some welding, and if I can stop the fuel leak, that is. And then we'll get the thing painted. Cool, let's get on with the Peugeot. So, it's wheel off, as we've just done. Basically, it's quite an easy job on this, apparently. It's going to be bottom ball joint, so we're undoing that bolt right there. Then we're going to pop this down. It might push down, I doubt it, or we'll get the splitter, whack him in there, push him off. And once that's dropped down, pull the hub nut off, make sure this goes in and out. So you might have to hit this with a hammer, put the nut back on a little bit, or backwards or whatever, whack him a bit, free up your drive shaft so he comes in and out. You can pretty much grab the whole hub, turn him out of the way, well, a lot of manhandling and whatever. Yeah, then you pull them all out, so you probably have to grab all your drive shaft, drag them that way, pull this all this way out of the way, and then literally, boom, it's supposed to just pull out. It probably won't, but that's it. You're going to lose a little bit of gearbox fluid, so it's worth putting a tray or, I don't know, something to just basically catch any fluid. It won't be a lot. And then, yeah, roll reverse, and the drive shaft goes back in, stretching back round. So we'll see if all that works out. So first things first, WD-40 everything. That bolt there is coming off, this bugger here. So we're gonna have to get a spanner on the back end, although there is a, let me see if I can see it. Yeah, you can kind of see, there is a little Allen key thing. I'm not gonna bother with that. I'm just gonna shove a spanner over the bolt and then zip gun it and see what happens. Right, the benefit of this job is the 17mm that you use to take your wheel nut off, it's gonna be the same thing with luckily the bottom ball joint. So yeah, keep your 17 on your rattle gun or your big guns, as I had to use to take mine off. And hopefully, holding your spanner, it should all rip off in one go without ripping off, hopefully, you know what I mean. Alright Bodgers, as you can see, we've finally managed to get this bugger off. So, took the old nut off, had to put it back on quite a bit, and then obviously bashed it to get this to come free. It's now feeling hard again, typical. This ball joint was a pain in the actual ass, so I used my old fork. It's around somewhere. Oh, there he is. Bashed him in there. All that seems to have done is buggered the little, whatever you want to call it on here, like almost a circlip. So I'm going to have to try and get that back in here. Probably fucked this, not in my luck. This was refusing to come out, so I've tried bars, I've tried crowbars, everything, and eventually managed to wedge a crowbar in here and wedge a crowbar in here and then whammed on it, and it's finally popped out. Oh, what a nightmare. I'm not sure if there's an easier way to do it or not, but that's the way I've done it. So now, with a lot of definitely off camera wiggling, we'll be able to pull this fucker out of here, although not very easy by some things, and then hopefully pull the drive shaft out. So yeah, I won't be filming that because it's going to be impossible, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, this filming will be all over the place, so what I had to do was push on the old end of a drive shaft spline with a, I used the back of this handle on here, push on that, make sure this ball joint thing comes completely out the fucking way downwards, the bottom of the wishbone, sorry, and then you effectively pull like a mofo until this thing pops out, as you can see. See, he's come out of here. So then what I'll have to try and do, again off camera because I can't grab it with both hands, pull him around here, and then hopefully, ka-dunk, out he comes. So I'm going to make sure I've got a drain thing as best I can under there, doesn't really matter. And then, yeah, we'll see if we can pull the fucker out. So, don't drop your fingers, here he comes around. That's the problem with that. Can you see the plane there? Yeah, that was fucked, wasn't it? Anyway. Oh, that just comes out extremely... Oh god, that's a lot more oil than I've read online. That's not good. might be a bit screwed now. That's not good. Unless I can find some gearbox oil in it. Welcome to Professional Bodger's Garage, where everything goes fucking wrong. Love it. Look at the oil I've lost. It's probably not a huge amount, but it's not great. I'm going to have to find some more oil to put in. Of course I am. Anyway, this drive shaft does just literally pop out. Oh my gosh, look. All my fucking oil's coming out. Oh, never ever trust what you read online, because it just fucking lies to you, even though my gearbox is overfilled. Alright, here we go. Old versus new. I mean, other than the old one being much thicker, the lengths seem to be the same, so I'm assuming we're good. We're going to whack it in and pray to the gods anyway. Oh, hell. Alright, getting ahead of myself a little bit. So, I basically wound this bugger on. I've managed to push the bottom ball joint back in. So, with mine, it was a bit of a dick, like all things. So, I've had to push the disc and everything, but do it by here so you don't chop your freaking fingers like I did behind the back of here. I've managed to push it in enough sort of that way, and then you gotta get the angle right basically, then it's sort of pretty much pushed in, and then I bottle jacked it underneath just to make sure it's up all the way and the bolt is slid in, so that should be fine. Drive shaft's gone in, which is good. I'm not quite sure on the angle because it seems a little bit like my toe's gonna be a bit out, but I imagine when I crank this on it'll probably straighten everything up. That's probably the next big thing actually. I mean, to be fair, it should be fine. Maybe I'm slightly turned on the other wheel. I'm not even going to look. I don't care currently. So all I do now is tighten up the bolt that goes through. 16 on that side, like I said, 17 on this side. And then when it's all tight, I need to figure out something about my gearbox fluid, because that's not a good. Yeah, I'm either going to have to call in some support or find some kind of oil in here. Pretty sure it's all in my truck, but still, we'll worry about it in a minute. So, I'm going to crank that up and we'll see what it looks like. Alright then, so to finish it up, I've done the bolts back up and cranked this bad boy on to, I don't know, like 10 ugger duggers, and then I need to whack a little indent in there with a flathead, and then that's pretty much it. Wheel goes back on and it should be pretty good. Check everything for play. I mean, nothing moves, so should be good as gold, right? Should be. Obviously got to listen out for bottom ball joint knock in just in case it's somehow not gone in all the way, but because they're sort of beveled edges or there's like an indent where the bolt goes through, it's pretty much guaranteed to be in the right place. Happy fucking ho. My only problem now is going to be all that mess, and definitely not going to have any gearbox fluid in it, so I've got to figure that scenario out. Great stuff. Otherwise, yeah, wheel back on, jobs are good, and give us a like if that helped you. Learn from me, either jack this side up a lot higher, but judging by how much fluid I've got missing from mine, I would suggest buy gearbox fluid and just do it at the same bloody time. Yeah, or like I said, get the side so high off the ground that hopefully you don't lose pretty much all of it. Like and subscribe, see you next time, and we'll be back probably with the Mini or with the Mighty Shogun if I can fix the fucking pesky fuel leak. Bye bye.